It's Tia. It's been a Mississippi minute, but we bite, baby.
What's up, Pink Posse? It's your girl, Ja. And yep, we back at it like a crack addict.
It's your girl, Jiggy, aka Tanika. Listen, pull up on us. It's time to cut up, because we back.
What's up, Pink Posse? It's your girl, Kogi, and we're back. Pink Sunday Radio. Hello. It's your girl, Kogi, and we are back for another edition of Noah's Ark. I have my girls, Ja at the top.
Hey, what's up, Noah's Ark family?
And we have Tia.
Hello.
And we have my girl, Jiggy, aka
Hey,
Tanika.
Hey, y'all.
All right. So, Ja, you want to do the disclaimer before we get started?
Yes, I do. The disclaimer that I did not bring with me. So, we're going off the top. So, the views and the opinions stated here are those of the speakers and not those of anyone that they may represent. And this show is rated mature for language and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
Yes, indeed, because we do use language, you guys. That is for damn sure. Okay. So tonight we watched 107, Love is a Battlefield. And that's what we're going to cover right now. Okay. So, my God. Alex dressed in black, and apparently he was taking a casserole, but we all know that was just to spy because he's a little insecure. But is he insecure, or does he have a valid reason to be concerned about this relationship with Trey and Guy? I mean, could you guys mask up? Show up.
I could do all of that, but as we're talking about what's happening, what led to this, the call on the voice message, he was like, so I'm gonna stay over there. That to me was suspect as fuck. Now I don't know at this stage if I would have been in the ski mask already, but
you
it
know
would have been some conversations. What? It was too.
You said, wait. You said I don't know if I would be in the ski mask already. So that mean you were already from neck down prepared.
No, I'm just saying I'm not sure if the phone call in and of itself was ski mask casserole worthy. Now, as it progresses, it's definitely
that's what I'm
ski mask worthy as all of this progresses. But I'm not sure I would have been there then.
Right.
Now, they have cell phones, but they're not like our cell phones. But they have cell phones.
Right.
It would have been like, if you don't bring your ass home, like that's probably where I would have been, because that phone call was suspect.
It was
one of those, like he was making it up as he was going along.
Right.
It was like, yeah, I'm gonna stay there. Yeah, that's it. Like it was that kind of call.
Yeah. And I didn't understand why. I'm like, I don't get the need to do that much. And Trey has to know, y'all have been together for too fucking long. Like, you know that you need to give your partner the security. You know what I'm saying?
Partner, you have to give Alex.
I
used to tell people, like, we've been together too long for you not to know that this bothers me.
Right.
So this is definitely y'all been together too long for you not to know Alex does the absolute most at any given moment. This is going to be one of those cases.
This is true. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
For me, this doesn't get to the level of cat burglar get up sleeping in this. That was much, but it's also Alex. I mean, as we get further, we might have got to a cat burglar level, but this was maybe ring the damn doorbell and see what's going on over here level.
Right.
Actually bring the casserole.
I might have had I ain't cooking no. I'm finna see what's happening in this house, but I'm not cooking no extra meals to see what's happening. What's going on over here? Somebody open this door. Why you ain't bringing your ass home?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We don't got to do all the extra, but it's Alex. So
it's
Trey,
always gonna be extra.
You should have known. If you didn't know it was gonna be extra, you should have known he was on his damn way over there to see what's going on.
Right.
Now
I think a phone call.
Almost getting shot in the ass. It was too much going on. Yeah. Sorry, y'all. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, I think a phone call, like you said, to bring your black ass home, or you ain't gonna have a home to come home to. What do you mean? You know, and then why was he outside? Like, all of this is crazy. And I know we talked about that a little bit in the last episode. Like, you outside and everything. But yeah, I don't think it was, you know, dressed in all black like the Omen time, to be honest. That was a lie.
Not the Omen. Ma'am. Let's not take it. Let's not take it to the Omen, please.
And guy was about to have him singing "This Is for My Homies," and you know me, he almost got shot in the ass. So I'm just saying, over what? Where a phone call would have been in order. What do you mean you're not coming home? No, bring your ass home.
And if you don't answer the phone or you give me some shit on the phone, then I'm ringing the doorbell.
Yeah, I think show up at the door.
That's this level at this point.
Yeah.
But again, it's Alex. So
yeah.
You might have taken it light.
and then it was like, I don't know how Trey, like, once everybody got there, the friends got there, it was like Trey was just like showing up like some terrorists and shit. It was
the
like
way that Chance and Ricky looked at him when he stormed through them. When I noticed it one rewatch ago, and I was like, "That's hilarious."
Yeah, it was like
I was doing a lot.
Okay.
So, in this scene by itself, I felt like Trey was doing a lot. When they do the counseling, which we'll get to that, and he kind of explained how he felt, this made more sense.
I agree.
Yeah, but it was so much. Like, can we do this at home? Like, and okay, I already almost got shot in the ass. I fell in the pool, almost drowned.
You said that on the
timeline. Can you curse me out at home or something?
Yeah, you did say that on the timeline. Like, can we do this at home?
But is this you act up in public, you get smacked up in public?
Yep. You showed out here, so that's where we go. And I'm not one to make a public scene, but you broke your ass in this man's house. I'm cussing you out right here because you almost died twice. No, we doing it right now. Right now. We not waiting till how long is this ride home? No, we not getting in the car. All your friends are here. You brought all these people over here.
Oh my God.
It has to be a long way for him to sleep on a lawn chair. I hope so.
It better be.
That was so
it better be.
That was so embarrassing. And then the dramatics of Ricky.
He thinks love is the mercy.
Yes, Ricardo. That's it.
Girl, like
Ricardo Davies.
Right. Like, it was just such a dramatic soap opera setup. And it was like, Ricky, what's wrong? And he's just like, I think I'm in love. Like,
I thought it was a whole MRSA infection, and he's talking about I think I'm in love. Always sends me every single time. Like, that's
girl,
what love is, bruh. A whole infection.
But that makes sense that Ricky would think love is an infection.
He would.
That
it really does, and it makes sense that which we will discuss, and it makes sense that he would further take it to, because I'm a whore, it must not only be MRSA, but then it must be HIV because I'm a whore. You know what I'm saying?
It escalated so quickly. He was just like, I ain't even took a test yet, and I know I got that shit.
He was like, I'm going to die. Prepare the burial. Like, he was just going. It was like
sorrow.
Yeah.
Mercy.
Yeah. Damn.
So this is the first time I noticed Alex sitting up in the outfit that Ricky brought him. Like I don't know. As many times as I've watched it, I noticed him sitting up, and I said, "Oh, he has it on." I don't know why it popped out to me this time.
Yeah.
I was cracking up, but because I looked, and then I looked back. I said, "Wait,
the after hours clothes, girl."
And why out of everything did Ricky pick that? Like, what was he thinking about? When he was like, you know what? You know what's a good look for picking my friend up from almost dying? This fancy sweater thing. Like,
was it from Ricky's store? Or
it was from Trade Analysis. Yeah, he was.
I thought they went to Alex's house and got some clothes.
That's what I thought at first too, but
I thought Ricky was coming from his store.
Right.
I feel like that's not what they sell at Trade Analysis. Well, it's Trade Analysis. That
well, no, sometimes because remember,
Trade
in season 2,
Trade don't wear that.
Didn't Ricky? I mean, Noah got an outfit from
I can't think from there. That was like that.
That was real. Remember the birthday outfit? Noah wound up wearing it on his birthday. Remember when Romeo was in the store?
About that
and he
design.
was like, "Why you don't never wear none of my stuff?" And he gave Noah.
Oh, you talking about the sweater?
It was real
along the lines of.
It was a lot going on. And that's
it wasn't. It was like
like frilly sleeves on the thing, and it was a lot.
You know what? They do have each other's keys. So I think
that's what I thought.
Maybe
I thought that too.
Maybe he did go to Alex's closet because I am thinking about everything in Trade Analysis and.
But I just want to know where in Alex's closet it was, because you had to have skip pass, like jeans, a t-shirt.
I don't think you would have to skip past that. Too. It was probably right in the front.
You think it was in the front?
Once he opened the closet, there it
was.
I
mean, but when have we seen Alex do that much?
He's not, like, he really
I feel like it would be in there. Though.
I feel like it would be in there, but even in the club, Alex is not conservative. He's got this preppy chic look to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he gives, a very preppy chic. And who is texting me? Sorry, y'all.
That's supposed to be on vibrator.
Jesus.
Ooh, you're a wanted woman at 1 o'clock.
1 in the morning.
But you know that ain't none of well, Miss Ma'am, we recording it so the whole world had your business in their hand, like all state.
That's the tea.
Anywho, so on to
So what is the thing, like Ricky lying about the sex club party? He's like, "Have you visited any bathhouses?" And he's like, "Oh, of course not." Like, nigga, you're there every day. You're there every night. Like, you putting on for, and you see everybody looks. So he's putting on for Junito.
I think he's just putting on for life. Like,
that part.
He's just.
But everybody else know he a hoe.
This is true. True.
The ARC knows. Yeah. They all know that this dude stay up at, the sex club. So he's just lying for Junito.
Because he likes him.
But that's why I said last time, for me, Ricky was just back in 2005 anyway. I just did not see him as one of those characters that deserved to be saved at the time. Because he was constantly just getting on my nerves. And I'm sorry.
Relatively, well, I don't know. I've never been a TV person, but the idea of a bad character being saved, I think it's somewhat a relatively new concept in television. More of the angel, like Katori. Very much, we get good and bad for everybody. I can't think of. I think there are definitely writers that strive for that, but I'm not sure if it was as prevalent in TV.
Well, one of my favorite shows, I don't know if y'all used to watch it, but it was in the 80s. I'm old. Beauty and the Beast.
I used to watch that with my grandmother. That did not help. I'm sorry.
It was a like prime time.
But it was good.
Thanks, Ja. Anyway, so
I mean, we're not that far in age, so we would have been both
that's
in a.
Yeah, that's so true. Anyway, so it was primetime television, and it was really good. It was played by The Beast was played by our boy from Sons of Ron Perlman. The Beast was played by Ron Perlman. The Beauty was played by the girl from Terminator. The first one. Oh God, I cannot remember her name. The actress. Oh my God, what is her name?
I don't know her name. I just know Laura.
But you know what I'm talking about.
Laura Connor.
It's the original
Sarah Connor.
Sarah,
yeah, but it's the
Linda
original.
Hamilton.
There you go. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yes. So that was, oh my God, that show was so good because he was supposed to be the bad. Yeah. She was supposed to be the good. It was a savior type of.
Oh, he's actually in character. Okay.
I think I did watch this. Now
yes.
That I'm looking at IMDb.
3 seasons.
Yes. And he lived underground. Like, it was such a good series because there was a savior character and everything else. It was very good. It was very good.
I might watch this if I can find it somewhere.
Yeah, it's on Paramount.
I like Ron Perlman.
I think it's on Paramount, all 3 seasons.
It's on Paramount. Yeah, it's on Paramount.
Mm-hmm. All 3 seasons. Okay. It's very good.
Yeah. As a child, I didn't really realize how hideous they had him looking as the Beast. And recently I went to for whatever reason, I was looking it up and I was like, Jesus Christ, why didn't this give me nightmares?
Mm-hmm.
But it was such a good show. I really did enjoy watching.
It was such a good show.
Oh, this was popular because
it was very.
Yeah.
It was popular.
I remember it now that I'm.
You remember it now? Yeah. But you know, when you watch shows back then, you're not watching it for the savior. But as you get older and you may revisit a show, you're like, wow, this was really a show that was written ahead of its time, that had that kind of in-depth writing, and you appreciate shows like that later on in life. So that's one of those shows.
Now going back to Ricky,
right?
I don't know why I didn't look at him like he was a person. Like, I guess maybe because I was also binge watching as many episodes in a day or two that I could, that I didn't have time to really process. But in my mind, it made sense that the guy who is the self-proclaimed monogamy hater, I want to just fuck a different dude every 30 minutes, would wind up falling in love with someone. And it would be someone who you least expect. You know what I'm saying? So to me, that made sense.
It's a very common trope. The person they did it for Samantha on Sex and the City when she the young dude, I can't remember his name, but when she fell in love with the young guy.
I know you're talking about.
So when Chance talks about Eddie's proposal, so what I said on my timeline was, when Noah is the voice of reason, it is time to rethink your decisions.
Noah's the only person making sense.
The only one with sense in the whole room. How did that happen?
Everybody was like, yes, absolutely.
And then when Noah's reading what happens, he cheated on him. He drove his car into the man's house, and everybody's like, but marry him. What's
you love him, right?
On? You got the boy with the infection over here thinking, what did he say? Ricky said, life's too short, some whatever. And I'm like, well,
girl, he and his MRSA infection recovery,
you're hallucinating. Be quiet,
child.
Stop it.
Nobody cares.
So I don't want to go too far into stuff that happens in season 2, but I noticed I know the show's main point is Noah, but I was paying attention when I was doing the outline, and I was like, Eddie's like, I'm getting married. And they're like, yeah, you should definitely link up with this dumpster fire situation. It's amazing. And then Noah's like, I stole my man's job. And they're like, oh.
Chance kisses him.
Chance can never have shit. Chance can't never have a fucking moment without it being about, every time it is Chance's time for some love, it's like, let's feel bad about Noah.
Well, I think this is what I say
every time.
In certain, like, we love Noah, we'll always love Noah, but there is quite a few
Noah.
Villain versus real villain moments with Noah. Like, it's several, and it's like, especially watching it today, I'm like, wow, you were kind of a needy, spoiled little bitch, Noah.
Like, Noah's like, you're getting married, and I'm gonna let you finish, but let's talk about me and Wade again. And then they were like, fuck my problems.
And then he's like, I emasculated him. Yes, you did, because you keep doing the most in the script situation. Instead of even letting, like I said before, instead of letting him be upset, okay, you coming to him. Wade is not dumb. So he sees the patronizing. He sees all that. So it's like, you emasculated him because you did something you weren't supposed to do. Like, yes. So and then they're like,
he didn't steal his job though. Like all of that. Everything else that he said was true, but that you didn't steal his job. He wasn't.
You were offered
that great at his job at that point, so you were given the job, but you didn't steal it.
Yes. But it was literally that man's script. Like, I wrote, here's some shit I wrote, my baby, my creation, and I brought it to them, and they were like, yeah.
Well, they weren't like anything. They really was like, fuck you, Wade.
Yeah, he's not.
They haven't said nothing to him.
They didn't even
justified
him.
His feelings, but obviously from what Brandy said later on, he's not writing the way he's supposed to be writing, the way the studio needs him to write. So we got to find somebody else to do it.
That's because Noah and his vagina got him.
It just seemed
got his mind fucked up.
It just seemed like the studio wanted to go in another direction, and I think, like we said before, he's very formulative, very outline, he seems very personality type A when it comes to writing, and he likes to please more than go out on a limb or think more outside of the box with his writing.
That's what sold for him.
Correct.
So you think they told him?
Correct.
I think so. So, okay, this is kind of out the box, but in the box. So I was reading something in the midst of this writer strike. They were talking about, because, you know, if you saw some comments, people were like, if y'all wrote better, wrote different stuff, stop remaking stuff, then they would pay you. Like, there's comments like that. And then somebody actually did a thread that said, we have original stuff. Like, they're not like in lack of original content, original ideas. What they're doing, which they're doing with The Color Purple, The White Man Can't Jump. What they figured out at some point in this, because actually marketing a movie, marketing TV show is expensive, it's tedious. So, and having to bring people into this new idea. So what they're doing, and we're seeing it more and more, people know White Man Can't Jump. Like, for all of us, it's nostalgia. They don't have to sell us on White Man Can't Jump. Everybody's going to go watch it. They don't have to sell us on The Color Purple. So that's what's happening is they're basically being lazy. These studios don't want to do the work and put in the money that goes into selling a new concept. So they keep remaking stuff because they're banking on what we know. So I think that there's probably was some of that there in this with Wade and these studios, and then all of a sudden it's like, let's do something different. Maybe they change station or heads or whatever it is, but I think he wrote to what he was told to write, but instead of them saying, hey, let's do something different, they just found somebody different.
And maybe he couldn't change, like, what the public wants to see changes also. Like, for a time, you know, there was The Hangover and then Bridesmaids and things like that. And that's
so
what
true. So
and then
true.
A few years later, it's Marvel superhero films. So if you write The Bridesmaid, your ass out of luck, because the studio's not buying that anymore. The public's not going to see that. And
I agree.
I'm not sure how easy it is to switch from writing The Bridesmaid to writing Iron Man. Maybe he's not that. So
I don't think it would be easy at all.
Mhm.
Like, I think if you write a certain way, especially if you've been trained almost
Yep.
to write this way, I would think it's not easy at all. Because, like, I love all the Back to the Future movies. I don't know if people would go see those today in the theater. Like, for that time, that type of movie was, and it's like, we'll always go watch it. But as you can see, that's not a movie they trying to remake.
No, and because what they do with those now, like that movie, they will do like anniversary showings. Y'all, right?
Yeah,
They don't touch it. They'll just like for like what is that 2030 you know that day where he's what is it May
it's
whatever
I don't remember the date. It was like a couple of years ago. I think it was 2020,
right? Something like that
within the last couple of years.
Something like that. They'll like bring it to the theater for that one special anniversary day, but they won't dare even go there. Now that's one that they won't even dare.
It would be hard because we've
actually
made some of those things happen, like the phones.
That's the thing. It would be hard. And you know another movie that they would never touch, and I swear to God, if they ever do it, I will go to the studio. They better not ever touch Pretty Woman.
Oh my God!
I think they would.
They would definitely do Pretty Woman.
Definitely remake Pretty Woman,
baby.
If that kind of movie was what studios were doing right now and what people were going to see.
But they know
who would play in it.
They know that they could
find
not
somebody. They would. I think they would.
But they would have been remade Pretty Woman if they knew they could sell it. If they knew they could sell it.
That's not what studios are buying right now, though.
But
it's all cyclical. So once we get back to those type of movies, Pretty Woman is on the docket.
But I'm
gonna be so mad.
But I'm saying they would have. But what I'm saying is they would have done it by now if they thought they could. They would have done it if they thought they could. They know they can't do that one.
I will say this: I wouldn't mind a black version of Pretty Woman. Like I might be seated for that. Like all black characters. Same script like they did for is it still Magnolias? They did all black.
They did do a Still Magnolias, but
I think I would like I
just leave it alone.
Not hip hop, but like more black.
Girl, okay.
So right. Moving right along.
So moving right along. You guys, I know we discussed this about the counseling with Trey.
Going straight to counseling? We're not going to talk about the pitch. Did we talk about the pitch already?
We did talk about
we kind of did.
I mean, we kind of did. I mean,
counseling
a little bit.
I mean,
y'all got more to say on the pitch?
Yeah. Do you have more to say?
I have more. I did just have a question when I saw that that's what up was next. Do you think? And I don't know, maybe just the whole thing. Okay, so was Noah really ready for a pitch? Like this was his first little, like he did his little rewrite, and she's like, "You're ready to pitch for the big guys."
Noah's
I know it's a TV show and we got to move along. We had to do some things.
Noah's career arc from the rewrites to the pitch to when we come into season 2 and he done sold something to Paramount and made a cute little coin. This was a really quick career.
Noah is really the man. Like to be honest,
he's
like Noah just really does big things at all times.
But I watched 201, I think earlier this week, and he was like, "Yeah, that script I sold to Paramount, I made it." I was like, "Wait, how much time has passed?"
He did
6 months.
Well, they did. You know, Wade sold the pitch together. I mean, that's later on, but
but I'm just like, dang, you have come up in this 6 months.
So did.
You went from couldn't pay your rent to it's time for me to buy my own place because I made a cute little coin on my script.
So is the script in 201 this script that he pitched here?
So I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like
I
Wade
think so because he
is
was
not a
trying
part
to
of
give
it.
Wade his half of the money, and Wade was like, "Take my name off
Take
that
my name,
shit.
take my name
believe
off
Fuck
and
that.
all
you,
that.
the money and that
Baby.
script," which he had me fucked up.
Right.
So
You
you
better
better give me
get your
my coin.
goddamn money.
In a 6-month time period. Well, he's been not Wade hasn't been cashing checks. Like he's getting the checks.
He's getting them. He
and
hasn't been
not
cashing them.
Cashing them.
He has been
Right.
he has
I'm
been
cashing
moving. He has been moving his Ashley furniture. Okay, leave him alone.
I ain't
Yeah,
never
that-
too
Cash
busy
them
working to
checks.
cash no motherfucking check.
And if Noah's able
And I ain't
to
telling nobody to
go
keep their money.
and buy a place in West Hollywood, these are some checks. Like
Yeah,
Right.
you
yeah.
could probably not have to move this furniture. And I ain't never been that heartbroken. I'm sorry.
Not to you my money.
I don't care how many
Okay.
times
Not you.
cheated or who
Look, you did
cheated
like
with.
this, Tia. You said I ain't never been that heartbroken.
I'm sorry.
Not Tia holding her chest. She said, "I ain't never been that heartbroken."
Not
Like,
to do manual labor as opposed to cash a check.
No,
It
ma'am.
ain't never.
yeah, nah, I'm good on that one.
I don't think he was ready for a pitch. And again, why you and Wade ain't been working on shit? Why do you keep trying
I don't get
to
it.
bring this man into
I don't
it? Just let
understand.
it die. Because at this point, we're past bait and switch. Like, okay,
Yeah.
however you feel about bait and switch, this is something new. Whatever
Yeah.
you did on
Mhm.
bait and switch, they like you now.
Yeah.
So whatever guilt you have with Wade should be over.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
she's bringing him in. This is, and then why even she told him, but even before, like the emotional intelligence, you're not getting, they don't want Wade.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're not getting this. If she has to tell you, and then finally we'll find if you're going to be involved, he can be involved. That's, I don't want him involved. Like, but I'm just trying to. So I would never have put my career on the line that I've been working so hard to get here for this man who loves me is gonna be here whether he's involved or not, because they were sitting in the bed after he left Brandy's, like
chilling.
So
Wade
he's gonna
wasn't
be
going
there
nowhere.
anyway. I'd never have messed up my career like this, me personally.
So I don't understand this about Noah. Like, love him to pieces, but he seems to have a hard time of putting his foot down on a lot of things. Like, you know, when Wade, are we there? Ooh,
we're not there yet.
I know. Girl, just like you skipped over some shit, girl, let me live.
You asked, was we there? And I answered. That's all.
I don't even know where you're going to tell you if we're there.
I said that in my
brain. You want me to answer?
No, because I was talking to myself.
Just say what you were saying. What was happening? He don't put his foot down.
I don't know. With Noah, I just feel like he feels like he has to please everyone.
He's a people pleaser.
He's a people pleaser, but at the same time, I feel like he does it in a manipulative way. And I don't understand why. It comes across
very manipulative.
It's go ahead, Ja, because you get it, right?
I do. I get what you're saying, but you know what it makes me think about a little bit, and is what Tao was talking about on the timeline about what was going on at that time. You know, it was very hard to find someone and to, have someone just because of where the times were. So I feel like it's a mixture of like, I got this guy and
he's great.
I don't want to mess it up. Like, this is the guy of my dreams, my, he's everything I ever dreamed of and more.
Okay.
And I don't want, I want to try to make sure we're smooth sailing because I don't know where my next, husband is coming from.
Wade is going.
You know what I'm saying?
So, okay. Okay.
let me try to patchwork the best way I can, because I too struggle with, like, when we get to that portion where he's telling, Wade that he wants to, work on the script together. It goes back to that same patronizing shit. But I think, and I get irritated when he's like, I'm desperate. And I'm like, stand up. But in that time, maybe it was more than just desperation. Maybe it was more so like, I'm desperate to make sure we're good. So,
but that's the part that's manipulative, because he doesn't need Wade's help.
Yeah, so
he doesn't need them.
So that's what I'm.
So I agree, but that
also
is
in that time we were taught, like, even I know they're both men, but I feel like at that time, like, even women were taught, you have to make a man feel like he's needed. You have to make a man feel, like whatever. And we are taught in that time as women, maybe a little older times, to act helpless, to act like, I need you, so that a man can feel like a man. Yeah, they got videos I recently seen where they're like, when I'm by myself, I can lift the couch with one hand, but when my husband's around, I'm like, can you open the pickle jar? And I mean, that's cute for little stuff, but
So
this is true.
My question would be, what is happening in this relationship that makes Noah feel this is necessary? Because to me, from what I'm seeing, maybe I'm missing something, but they are not still in the same space they were in the beginning, where Wade was upset. He was taking a step back from the relationship, and as he was trying to work through his feelings, they're fine now.
They chilling in the bed.
You can do your pitch. You can do your job. It's not necessary to bring Wade into this. Let Wade, if you're gonna make him feel like a man, let him be a man and figure out his career.
And figure out his shit.
You don't have to do this. So it's manipulative for what? Like, why is this happening? It doesn't help anything. To me, I would be worried about the effect it would have on a relationship, because last time we tried it didn't work. Why are we doing it again?
And Wade said that. Wade was like, we tried that already. Like, why, and then he does the, Papo, I need you, and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, and baby, I can't stand that. I'm sorry, baby. That was getting on my nerves. I said, oh, Lord, please don't go to the baby talk.
It's going to be baby talk.
It's going to be gentle.
I know.
That voice be doing a lot sometimes. I'd be like, stand up, please.
not the pen on the forehead.
Please.
Oh my goodness.
So I am excited to actually see somebody in one of these dramas go to therapy. Goddamn. I love
Come on, therapy.
Come on, therapy.
And for that time, black men going to therapy on television. Yeah. Oh, that was so progressive.
Yes,
and this is where I shoot Trey a lot of bail, because when he actually said he's too demanding, he wants me to cook, to clean, well, not cook because Alex cooks, but to basically do everything. But when it's time for me to do anything for me, here he come with the crazy shit. And from that point of view, I get how he reacted when they came, because it's like, God damn, like it's not because maybe he stayed over there just because he needed a break from Alex.
That's true.
Like
that's
chair,
wherever
a nail on the head.
It is. I just need tonight. Like, I'll be there tomorrow, but tonight I just need a little break. And then he's in this friendship with Guy, to him, because this is a manly man. There's not really, Ricky is sort of, but the arc isn't like the most manly.
And I think Eddie is also supposed to be a little more masculine, but he ain't really given.
Eddie is a custard. Eddie's a custard. We've discussed this.
As long as we don't bring
a custard, we're for good. Sure. But a custard tart.
I don't think Eddie. Well, Eddie ain't been around that long.
Yep.
And I don't know if Eddie, because Trey is a guy's guy. I like sports and do all that stuff. So I think this is like, and then they're both in the medical field. So it's like, we like sports and we're in medicine. So I think this is like, this is great. I finally have a friend, because I'm getting it's work Alex, work Alex.
Exactly.
And now
Alex
I've got an outlet and Alex's friends, just like Wade said in the movie, like, it's enough that I got to deal with your pain in the ass friends.
Dude.
It's like they're great, but they're here all the time. In every situation. They're involved in every decision. We got the middle of the night phone calls. We got like my life is interrupted by them all the time.
So Tanzania brought up something on the timeline, and she was saying that in the new project, she would like to see like the husbands have some type of camaraderie. And I was talking about how in Jumping the Broom, you know, Eddie took Wade out for his bachelor party. So I feel like Trey and Wade would get along for that same reason, because Wade likes his football and his basketball and stuff like that. So do you think you could see maybe in the upcoming thing that time has passed now, that maybe the husbands have more of, you know, a solid friendship where like Trey and Wade and you know, maybe Eddie hang out sometimes and, you know, watch football or whatever.
I would have liked to have seen, and I'm not sure why it didn't happen this way, but I would have liked to have seen Trey on the trip and him have been at the when they got married, and him been at the bachelor party, because I think that when I watch it, he would have been a perfect addition to that group. And I'm not sure what happened in their filming that they couldn't film it that way and they had to make him stay home with the baby. But yes, I would love, since, you know, based on Rona Chronicles, everybody's still together except for Ricky and Junito. So yes, I would like to see more of the husbands, because we're 10, 15 years, like 15 years later.
I think someone on the timeline did the math, and they said that that was on Facebook in one of the Noah's Ark support groups. One of the guys said Trey and Alex should have been together something like 22 years at this point. So that's a good, long, solid foundation, because they were the older couple. He was doing the math on the timeline. I wish I had remembered specifically. I think he said like 22 years.
Yeah. I would like to definitely see the husbands. And I think Wade, yes, because Wade doesn't interact too much. Like, he does interact with obviously the Ark and stuff, but he doesn't really interact. The husbands don't interact too much. Like, I don't know that he talked. Yeah, because him and Eddie did the bachelor party with Eddie, right? I think that's the first time they really talked.
Right. I think it was just like a default situation, like, all right.
And he had a better conversation with Brandon.
He did.
With Eddie.
He did.
At that one. But I think him and Trey, I would like to see more of that. Definitely.
Okay. I was going to mention something and I totally forgot. No, I know what I was going to say. You guys are talking about friendships and stuff like that. And I just think it's very important, and maybe it should have been established a long time ago with Alex and Trey, how important it is. And I'm sure it's been very isolating for Trey, for Alex to have 3 other friends. They got keys to each other's house. They brunch and dinner and every fucking thing. Trey works at the hospital. Lord knows, ICU all day long. He is stuck with the Ark a lot, doing whatever Alex want. Hell, I would be sleeping by the pool too, in somebody's backyard. Like, the fuck? That means I literally just have no breathing room. Like, do you know how much somebody is just on your motherfucking chest to where you want to sleep in somebody's backyard, bruh?
With mosquitoes and shit.
Dude, that means that you literally cannot breathe. Like, get the fuck off me. I'm tired of your ass. You know? So I'm just so surprised that it took this long. And I think part of it is Trey probably didn't want to rock the boat. You know, a lot of times you get complacent. You don't want to rock the boat. You know, you don't know what Alex gonna do. Maybe you're afraid that if you say something, you may lose the person, and then that happens, and then you end up losing the person. So, yeah, I like the therapy. I'm hoping that it works out, but then you see it don't work out. So anyway.
I don't know that it didn't work out. I think there's an actual issue with Guy versus just being jealous.
Yeah, there's an issue with Guy, but I mean, as workout as in that, I feel like Trey. I feel like because Trey, because they've had so many issues, or that communication hasn't been built up. There's a reason why Trey did not recognize a lot of the things that Alex had been telling him. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Because he kept just kind of like, no, he's cool. He's awesome.
Well, at this point, though, they think Guy is straight. So it's no.
That's true.
Like, this is just.
That's true. You know what?
There's no reason to think anything else because he's straight. He's not doing a weight. He's not.
Yeah.
Dancing naked on
you're right.
dance floor. He's just a straight dude that does straight dude shit.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I feel like
even
if he did recognize it, maybe he didn't want to. Like, I feel like he didn't want to lose this friendship. It's an escape for him.
I agree.
Like I said a couple episodes ago when we were recording that he should have been hyper vigilant once Alex told him. But Alex doesn't listen either. Like, they went to this counseling session, and we see later in the episode he got a list of 50 things for Trey to do, and like Trey's like, I got my own thing. I've been working all day on your stuff, and now it's almost time for me to go do my thing. And it's like, you can miss that. That doesn't matter.
Yeah, he ignored him.
Yeah, that irks me.
So to have a friendship away from this, he may have been like, this kind of suspicious, and maybe Alex is right, but I don't want to lose this escape.
I agree.
From the arc over there, and Alex and all that bullshit that I'm dealing with at home. So,
and it was probably like, if I just keep it on the level, it don't really matter what God does. I'm just keeping it.
I agree.
I'm keeping it on the level. I'm keeping it. You my bro. I'm keeping it like that. I don't think he ever thought he was gonna see him in his Get It Girl draws at some point. So I think that is like, no, he's not. I think, as women, if you are friends with men, we have friends like that, male friends that it's just my friend, but every once in a while it's a little like you getting hit on. It's a little something, but like, that's your boy, so you just like, no, we're not like that.
Okay.
And you kind of feel, we feel like as long as we do that, we cool until they make the move, and then it's Get a Girl draws, and we gotta be like, okay, friendship over. But as women, we do that too with people that are trying, and we just be like, okay, until they cross the line. And that's basically what Trey did. Until he crossed the line, it was like, and he knew he couldn't keep it on the level.
But the line was crossed a lot sooner than he realized, but that's another episode.
Well, wasn't he rubbing Trey's feet?
Yeah, that was a lie.
Yeah.
What? See, that's when the antenna should have went up. Because I don't know.
Like,
if you're not a massage therapist, I don't know a hetero man that's massaging his homeboy feet while they watch the game. If you ain't no massage therapist, and your boy, y'all was at the court, he sprained his little ankle or something, and you was like, I'm a massage therapist. And he was like, all right, fine. If it ain't that type of situation, ain't no hetero man just chilling, relaxing, eating a little popcorn, drinking a little wine, massaging his homeboy feet. That's when the red flag should have been.
This is when the signs started to ratchet up a little bit.
I just wanted to make sure that you was gonna stop right there on that.
What?
That's all.
Take it further?
I know. Last time you went all the way about the hotel and the feet and the college and the Lost Boys in Chicago. So I just wanted to make sure that we can stop right there.
See, I forgot all about that. I forgot all about that.
But the Lost Boys. Oh shit.
Ooh. Okay.
What was the other one?
You forgot, John. Look, John was like, wait. She talking about feet. Wait.
When they were
I'm
like,
that was a different thing.
That was another super red flag.
That was so funny to me. I was laughing because I was watching the episode today. So
does the guy stuff end this season, like next episode, or does that
the guy stuff I think is 9? No, it don't get heavy till season 2.
No.
But towards the end of
God
of episode 9,
I can't wait.
I have a lot to say about.
Oh my God, I cannot wait till next week because I have so much to say by next week. Oh my God. Okay, so it's gonna be a doozy. I cannot wait. So let's discuss. Oh my God, Ricky and his sexual history. Okay, anyway, we know he's a whore. And Junito reveals that he's HIV positive. And so I think during this time, just the cocktails, the prep, everything, like Junito said, at this time, people were able to live. They were able to take their cocktails and have a low enough viral load where it's undetected and everything else. I just love the way that Patrick, this show is so good, how much education he puts into this show. And it's just rich with that. It just threads so smoothly. The dialogue never gets lost. Everything's just great. And so Ricky, of course, he assumes he is positive, you guys. So of course it's like, he's positive, I'm positive. Oh my God, this is the best thing ever for us. I guess.
It's a lot of layers to this.
It's a lot for me.
How does your best friend, one of your best friends in the world, is in the HIV prevention and you've never gotten an HIV test? Because I have to assume that Alex talks about it. Talks about a guy came in the clinic today and blah, 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 and I had to tell him it's okay. So in the general world in 2005, you might not be talking about it the way that we talk about it now. But in a world where your best friend is in this and is going to talk, is talking about who came and stuff like that, it's so reckless at such a high level. Because I'm this probably is not going to sound good. I'm okay with him being a whore. But just be a safe whore.
Just be a safe whore.
Use condoms. Go get tested. Do all that. So it's a lot for me, the recklessness with Ricky that I'm seeing. And I'm just like, it would be a lot for me even as his friend. I don't know that I could have even fucked with him anymore as a friend. Because I'm like, bro, what are you doing with your life? You don't even care if you live or die. You just out here. And
I feel like Alex would have been pressing him to get tested, knowing how frequently and randomly Ricky hooks up with folks. I feel like the reality is that Alex would have been like, you need to stop by even prior to owning, because when we saw episode 1, he's kissing somebody in the mouth at the bar that casually.
Y'all know I don't
he popped them in.
Lord Jesus.
I feel like Alex would have just because of his career would have been on all of them.
All of them.
When's the last time you were tested? I haven't seen you down in the clinic. You need to get your test. It's been 6 months. When are you coming? So for him to have never been tested at all,
that's crazy.
I took it that they've been friends for some time, and Alex has been doing this for some time. You never convinced him or tried to push him to come into the clinic just to make sure.
Do you think Alex assumed he was getting tested? because he seems very shocked at the idea that Ricky wouldn't be tested. So maybe he's been talking about it. So his assumption is all of my friends are getting tested, so when he's having a conversation, he maybe doesn't feel he has to pressure them, because in Alice's mind, obviously all of my friends are going to get tested.
I feel like in conversation, Alex would be like, when's the last time you got tested? I feel like that was something that he would ask.
I can see that.
Yeah.
So I really do like the way that they addressed it, because so I didn't watch it in 2005 originally, and even then I was taken aback by, wow, in 2005 they were using words like undetectable, and they were talking about it, and I was like, oh wow, because to me I feel like undetectable is something I've heard people talk about in like maybe the last 8 to 10 years.
It's a newer thing, yeah.
I think my first time hearing undetectable was like a few years ago, like even less than 8. So I'm actually, so I was shocked to hear them using that term on the show, because I thought that was really new.
Really new, like with the new medicines. I didn't know that there were medications then that were allowing people, which I guess I should know, Magic Johnson. But that's also, I think, the thing in my mind, those medications were for a certain class of people. It wasn't like something now. Junito
is a doctor. That's how I was like, wait,
Junito might be in the class of people.
Yes.
But yeah, whereas today it's more affordable. Back then, I think in my mind, how I thought is you would have to be a Magic Johnson type to have the type.
And we also have to keep in mind as well, in 2005, just as someone who is in the medical field, in 2005, there were a lot of trials as well. So a lot of people did benefit from medical trials for HIV medication. So even though you weren't in a class, you still were able to experience and to have those medications based on those trial studies. So there were a lot of lives that were saved because of those medical trials. So, but I think Junito was in the class though.
He was.
Right. Yeah. I feel he was in the class though,
and he may have had access to the trials, like being a doctor. Like I don't know. Well, you guys, I think everyone has watched some Grey's Anatomy when they put Meredith's mom in the Alzheimer's trial. Yeah, so he may have had some access to some of that too. So we've talked about this a little bit. Noah doing the collab with Wade, proposing it to him. In general, I just want to say, I just think this is a really cute scene with them. Outside of some of the context, just them chilling in the bed together, talking, hanging out. I just love the relationshipy vibes. I mean, even though it's 3 business weeks, I just think it's cute. Just
not
like
3 business weeks.
3 business weeks, yes. Okay. But I thought it was cute. It was just a cute little them in the bed, and like I say, they kiss every other scene, which I'm here for. But yeah. So what did you think about Chance seeking advice from his class on this? What did you call it, God? Dumpster fire situation?
Oh, Jesus. Chance.
I feel like you got to ask your college age students.
I was going to say something.
Telepathically, like inadvertently, like how your relationship advice, it's time for you to sit down and take a step back. And then even the questions were crazy. Like the way that he asked, they really didn't give him anything that made any fucking sense for him to be like, Eureka.
It was like, just ask them what they want.
Groundbreaking information.
Maybe I'm not, in mergers and acquisitions, but isn't that a general part of a merger? Like, what is the goal if we merge? What is the goal if we acquire you? There's a negotiation, which is some questions have to be asked. So it was kind of like, but again, why are you even? But this goes back to what Tao said. You find someone, you like them, but I guess my problem is I don't feel like they like each other.
They don't.
I
feel like we know they don't like each other. I feel like, okay, these should have been questions that you asked when he asked you to marry him. Like, how long has it been?
When he asked you to move in.
Right. Why do you have to have,
what are we
why are
getting
you
to?
asking the students, first of all? Because if you are to the point where you got to ask them, I feel like you should know the answer is no.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just
Your
mad
friends
that
already told you so much.
Mm-hmm.
like
Well,
the students,
Noah.
No, it didn't.
like the students do not come home with you. They do not hear y'all private conversations. They are not y'all friends. They are not. I'm so like, baby, it is so inappropriate. Why are you asking these children this?
All of this added up.
What?
Should have led to a no to me. If you got to do all of this.
And them sad ass answers. Ooh, I know we're not there yet, but I want to talk about them goddamn answers.
Like all of these are cons. Like
Yes.
he didn't say nothing that
They're so manipulative. Like
nothing.
No one's ever gonna love you like I do. I hope the fuck not, because you ain't doing the
Girl.
It was just here 5 minutes ago. So
the flags were flagging. The flags were flagging. Okay, that wasn't even like York say on How Red is Red podcast. That was not a salmon flag. That was farm raised. That was very red. Okay, that was
bright red.
That was bright.
I get wanting to take hold of someone that you like, but this ain't that.
Nope.
This ain't even that. He is not worthy. That custard tart is not worthy of all of this. I'm sorry.
It's not.
And it never gets better. There's never a point where, except for the last episode of season 2, where I'm like, oh, they kind of like each other, but we went through all them episodes before I get to one where I see, and then we get to the movie and y'all back to beefing. Like, what's going on? It ain't enough for these little moments.
No. I know.
Not for me.
I know. Okay, so you guys, very cute moment. I know we talked about this on the timeline. Alex and Trey at the grocery store. Like,
it was so cute.
I mean, did anybody else feel a little?
The biggest thing I liked is as soon as Alex texted him, like it's almost like he ran into the grocery store to find Alex, because he like ran to the out and stopped and saw Alex. Hey, what's up?
What's up?
Yeah,
he did,
and especially because they're still beefing at this point. But I love the fact that because I don't think it's been that long since therapy session. They probably. Like, obviously Alex is doing this because they still beefing, but he was still Johnny on the spot. Like, what you need, babe? Everything okay? This is why I forever love Trey, because he loves him some Alex. Whatever's happening, he loves him some Alex.
Yeah. I like this remember the love moment. Alex is kind of like, okay, we still struggling. Like you said, we're still struggling at therapy. And of course, it takes more than one session to work through, years or time worth of deep-seated issues. But I love the part where you brought it back to the love. Remember when we first met? Remember how we, what got us and what hooked us, and we've been together since then. I did like that. I just felt like maybe there should have been a little more dialogue than all right, now that you see all this shit and you remember the times when we fell in love, we cool? Get back to work.
Like, I like that we see the effort from Alex, because like he was doing much and he was still doing much down to the therapy session. So he felt like he had to do something to remind Trey why they were what they were. So I like this from him, because I feel like we always say Trey loves him some Alex, and we know Alex loves Trey.
Yeah.
But I think we needed to see this from him.
I agree. I fully agree.
So get into like Noah and Wade at the pitch. So we get there and they're giving the story. Noah's telling all the details, and it comes down to Wade saving the day with making the story gay. Like, did you like at the end? It's like homosexuality to save the day. Like, I've been against it this whole time, but now that we're about to lose it, I'm gonna throw it in there. But I feel like he was trying to let Noah do it. Like, do your thing. This is the part where you make it gay, and Noah's like.
No, it was like that. I didn't like that. To me, he kind of, I don't want to say stole the idea. I mean, it's a Hail Mary, so it is what it is. But it was like, I don't know. I didn't like it, but I like the fact that he described him and Noah as the couple.
Yeah.
I love so that. But they really like each other, so they make it work. And I was like, oh, and I don't know. I low-key, high-key feel like Noah didn't catch it. like, no, it didn't seem like he caught it. It was like
Noah didn't even catch that it was his time to shine and make the story gay. Like, I feel like Wade was trying to let Noah make that thing.
I feel like he didn't catch it because if I'm sitting there, and I know it's a business meeting, but if I'm sitting there and my boo just described us as a couple, I'm putting my hand on his knees, something that's like, oh. But he wasn't like that at all. Like, it wasn't no kind of like anything like that. It was just like, yeah, and then we can play off the tension. And then he just like was in script mode. Like,
was all
to me,
business, baby.
No awareness of like, he just described y'all and like really basically communicated to you like how much he fucks with you. Like, like I would have been doing a little more than what I saw Noah do.
Right. Well, who knows? Maybe after they sold that pitch, they went on back to the, Tosh was like, okay, Koji, I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna behave.
Wait a minute, what you said?
I don't know, but it looked like you wanted me to. I was saying that after they sold the pitch, Noah and Wade probably went home to celebrate with a little cake,
Well, I already told you that Wade was a peach cobbler.
So I feel like what you're trying to say is that
Wade don't got
Noah has a celebratory desserts.
Wade is a peach cobbler.
No, Wade has peaches.
Wade is a peach cobbler.
I'm seeing the connection. Yes.
Wade is a peach cobbler. Let me tell you something.
Tell us more about that, because I like a peach cobbler.
Let me tell you why.
For the crust or the peaches, because I like it.
Let me tell you why. Because the peach cobbler is gonna be good whether or not you put it in the oven or not.
That's true.
Peach cobbler gonna be good whether or not you put ice cream on top or not.
A la mode or a la carte.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Okay, let's send a little sugar.
Hello. You see what I'm talking about?
Syrup, if you will.
Whether or not it's vanilla bean or homemade vanilla, either one, peach cobbler is gonna be good. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. It's giving. It's giving. Okay. Oh, yeah. It's getting. Either way,
you here for the peaches or the crust?
Exactly. Either one. It's an A1 dessert. This will not be left at the dessert table.
It's one of the first ones you pick. You come in.
Exactly.
You get right to it.
Exactly. So the 5 that's on the table, remember I told you about that custard tart? That's the last one. You are not. You ain't gonna put it in the trash.
Of the 5.
No, with peach cobbler on the table.
Is peach cobbler 1?
Now, see, it depends on what's on the table, baby. It depends on what's on the table. I
don't know if it's another dessert for Nora. Oh, well, it does eventually be 1, but we're not there yet.
We're not there yet, but I'm just saying.
But the dessert that Noah grabbed wasn't peach. Like Noah went down a couple of notches with the dessert.
Noah did, and that's what I'm saying. Like I had one for Noah, but I think I'm gonna have to reconsider now because after this episode, he went down for me, baby. I had to throw him back in the mixer bowl. You feel me? Because we got to work on him. But Junito, he's prime, so I have to let y'all know what he is serving next time. But as far as Wade, he's a peach cobbler. Eddie is still a custard tart.
Still a custard, babe.
He ain't changed at all, baby.
When Chance announces this engagement to them, I swear to God that I am Noah and Noah is me. When he was like, to who?
That's exactly what he should have said, because I know it ain't damn Eddie. It got to be somebody else.
I know.
Can't
I know. It is not Eddie. It's
the fact that he felt like my choice should be the deciding factor for you, Chance. Like my reason should be the reason why you should have said no. Fuck everybody else. I said no. So you should have said no.
No, it is me.
And the fact that he did, yeah.
Everybody else, congratulations. No, it's like, when did you meet him? What's his name?
Like T Money? One of these other?
When do we
somebody
meet
from your
him?
job?
Girl.
Because I know it ain't Eddie.
It ain't possibly be Eddie.
It ain't Eddie.
No way.
Be Eddie.
It was Eddie, y'all. It was Eddie. Oh my God.
This friendship group is not giving Eddie enough smoke for me.
Nope.
It's such little smoke for everything that has happened. And for as much, like I say, as much smoke as they give Wade, and Wade to me has done nothing but love on Noah. Like he's had some shit, like,
right.
Like releasing his hand when Ricky saw him. Like it's been some shit, but every time Wade comes the fuck through. Like Wade is there. He's a good boyfriend, particularly for what's happened. I went from being a straight man to I'm like very in love with this, and I even like I don't totally like the wanting to move in and stuff like that.
Right.
But I just still think like it's good. But Wade gets all the smoke. Eddie, they say one thing and then they be like, well, all right then.
Congratulations, right.
If you like it, I love it.
That is very true.
They're not even saying if you like it, I love. They're not saying nothing.
But I think Ricky was the only person to say anything. Like I think it was another chance. He was like, it better not be that Eddie guy. He was acting like he didn't even know who the fuck Eddie was. That Eddie character.
Well, he didn't. It's been 6 months.
It's only been 6 months.
And because it's only been 6 months, they should have all the smoke for this. Because it's not like it's Trey who's been here for years and years and years. This nigga just got here and he messing up like this. No, they should be.
Right.
So somebody asked this. Somebody asked this in the Noah's Art group on Facebook. And I know we're kind of like jumping, but do you think that between now, whatever the next project is coming out, or even the Rona Chronicles or Jump in the Broom, that Alex and Trey actually got married? Because they weren't officially married. Because someone asked, like, all these years and Trey still won't marry Alex?
Oh, I saw that.
And so some people were like, we just assume they got legally married in the time span between Jump in the Broom and Rona Chronicles or somewhere along the line. Do you think that will be more?
Were they not married in Jump in the Broom? I thought they were married in Jump in the Broom.
Well, Alex been calling Trey his husband since the show started. So there was nothing really that said. Because remember, he tried to propose at the end of
109.
Yeah. So they weren't legally married. They were just common law.
I don't know why, maybe it's just what I'm thinking. I just assumed that when we get to Jump in the Broom that they're married.
That's what I assumed also. I don't know why.
So, and I don't know why, because thinking about it, I don't know
Jumping the
that
Broom
there's
is only
anything.
2 years later, though.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything that told me, because by then they've got the kid, they've got the stuff like that. To me, they're married and Jumping the Broom. So it'd be interesting if we find out that they're not. And they haven't been
Lord Jesus.
all this time. But my assumption with Jumping the Broom is by the time we get there, that they're married.
Yep.
Talk about a debate if they aren't. Jesus.
Right?
And why and what's happening.
Why?
Like So I'm gonna close this out. I'm Tia. It's Max on Twitter and Tia Down in the Valley on Instagram. Twitter is where all our things come first. So make sure you keep your eye on our Twitter page and have your notifications on so you know all the new stuff that's coming out. Ja, what you got?
All right. I am Ja_the_goddess on Instagram. I'm Ja the Goddess, all one word, on Twitter. And if you want to see more of this Noah's Ark bonus content, keep your FBI eyes open, especially on a Thursday for that drop. Tanika?
I am at your girl Jiggy on Twitter and Instagram. You can follow me over there if you don't already. You can also follow Pink Sunday Radio on Instagram. If you're looking for these bonus episodes that Ja was just talking about, you can find those on pinksundayradio.com. That'll take you to Apple Podcasts. And while you're on Apple Podcasts, if you could leave us a 5-star written review, we would really appreciate it. Kogi, what do you got to tell them?
All right. You can follow me on IG or Twitter at Kogi_mama. We're also on TikTok and Twitch. We have a website now, pinksunday.com. So follow us there as well. And that's all.
Pink Sunday Radio.